this episode, we dive into the sinful pages of Her Soul to Take by Harley Laroux. We're exploring a world of cults, curses, creepy creatures, and one very tempting demon. My name is Angel.
And my name is Edith.
Welcome to Book Size Matters, where the books are spicy and our opinions are even hotter.
Oh, that was good. welcome everybody. Welcome back to the ones who are coming back for episode number 2.
Episode number 2.
And to all our new viewers, welcome to our really new podcast.
Yes, our really new podcast. This is our second podcast because we actually host another podcast called La Lucha is Real, where we talk about a little bit of everything, actually.
Yeah. It's definitely a lot more laid back.
Yeah.
Less structure.
Yeah, this is a lot structured.
So it definitely more of a chill session and more like talking to your girlfriends over there. So if you want to check that out, link is going to be down below.
But we're also talking to girlfriends here.
Yeah, girlfriends, boyfriends, lo que sea.
Lo que sea. Yeah. So we're excited that you guys are here and we hope that you guys enjoy the show. But we're actually going to jump straight into love notes right now. All right, guys. So just the love notes for this episode are very short because it is going to be a very steamy episode. Let me just tell you right now, guys, you are forewarned. Is that it? Is it forewarned?
Forewarned or forewarned? Warned?
I think so. All right, guys. So this is your spoiler siren, people. We're talking about all the juicy details and seriously check those trigger warnings before you one click. We like our romance hot, but we want you safe while you're listening. So down below in the description, if you're on YouTube, you're going to see the trigger warnings. Just check them out before.
They're also going to be, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, they're going to be in the description.
In the description?
As well.
Okay. But it's not down below, right? Or is it?
Yeah, I think it's like, I don't know if it's down below or in the middle.
Okay, somewhere.
Could be in the middle. I don't know. In the description of the episode.
All right, and now we're going into the dating profile. So I'm going to give you guys all the details that you need to know before you decide to commit to the book.
Give it to us, Angel.
Yeah?
Give it to us.
Okay. So this is Her Soul to Take by Harley Laroux. She's also written another popular series called the Losers series, I believe. But I did read those books and chef's kiss. It was very interesting. I really enjoyed those books.
I remember you told me about them.
Yeah, I could not put the fucking book down.
Damn.
I literally would be at my nail appointment like this, reading while she's doing my nails, and I'm just like reading the book like this.
Oh, based on that book series and what you told me, I can't wait to see what your opinion is on this one.
You ready? All right. So this is Her Soul to Take by Harley Laroux. It has 49 chapters plus an epilogue. Sorry, I can't fucking spoke. 49 chapters plus an epilogue, so 496 pages long. This is part of the Souls trilogy, but can be read as a standalone. Okay. This is dual point of view. The male main character is Leon, and he's a demon.
Oh.
Okay. The female main character is human, and her name is Raylin, aka Ray. And this is a happily ever after, folks. Because
snaps to that, because I'm a happily ever after fan.
Yeah, because the last episode was not a happily ever after.
No, that left me what the fuck.
Yeah. All right. So some of the tropes that we're going to be seeing in this book is it's a dark paranormal romance with elements such as demon monster romance, obsessive male main character, forbidden romance, he falls first, deal with the devil, soul binding, touch her and die, power control, S&M, which is sadism and masochism. Which is funny because we were just talking about that.
Oh my God, we were.
Dubious consent, forced proximity, enemies to lovers, monster play kink.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
All right. Some of the trigger warnings and kinks for this book are sexual content, graphic violence, horror elements, drug use, consensual non-consent, which is CNC, breath play, choking, blood play, spit, swallowing bodily fluids, needle play, body modification fetish, pain play, fear play, public play, bondage, restraint, spanking impact play, erotic humiliation and degradation, raw sex, sex without a condom. Okay?
That's a lot of trigger warnings, girl.
Yeah, and kinks.
And kink.
The spicy characters, I cannot spoke. I was just so excited to give you this review. No, I really was. I couldn't stop thinking about giving you this review today.
Oh my God.
I was like, finally, I get to talk about this book. The spicy chapters are 6, 8, 17, 23, 27, 33, 37, and 38. So
For all the people that are going to read along or...
that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chapters with spicy scenes.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay.
Are you guys ready? Because we're about to hop into Between the Covers. It's a cold, foggy night in the small rural town of Epilogue, Washington, when Leon finds himself digging up a fresh grave. Running through the forest covered in dirt and carrying a corpse was definitely not by choice, but preferable to his concrete prison. You see, Leon was usually kept in a binding circle in a small room of a basement. He had been serving the Hadley family for over a century, and they feared that Leon would manage to escape them if they released him from their service. Kent Hadley was the leader of the Liberi, a cult who worshipped an ancient entity called the Deep One. It was their god, and Marcus's death was their sacrificial offering to awaken it. Long has the ancient entity waited for this, and now they just needed 2 more offerings to complete the ritual. Leon hated these stupid mortals and just needed to find a way to get away from them, but knew it was all too unlikely since Kent kept the grimoire, the only remaining record of Leon's name on Earth, very closely. Having his sigil meant that he could summon Leon whenever he pleased. Raylyn was more than excited to be moving back to her childhood hometown of Epilogue. Her parents moved her to Oceanside, California, where she spent her teen years smoking weed and drinking beer on the beach. And although they were great memories, there was just something so magical about coming back to reconnect with her roots, especially since her parents packed up their stuff and sold their home and moved to retire in Spain. She had 1 more year left of university, and what better way to end her educational career than moving back to her family home and being closer to her best friend of 15 years, Anaya. She surprised her bestie by showing up to her bookstore, and although they had plans for later, she was too excited to wait. She was helping Anaya put away a pile of donated books when she tripped and fell, dropping all the books that she was carrying. Trying to gather all of the books, she found an old leather-bound book that felt cold to the touch. She felt called to the book and completely entranced by it, that she hadn't even noticed Anaya come over. Anaya was unfamiliar with it and noticed it was a rare original, that the Latin text was handwritten. They didn't know Latin, but from what Ray could Google, she believed it to be a grimoire. A book like this had to be priceless. Anaya thought that it would be right at home with Ray. You see, Ray was a paranormal investigator and was trying to grow her online vlog. It was actually pretty perfect that she moved back to Epilogue because there was so much history there, and Epilogue even had its own legend. It was said that a group of miners got trapped in a flooded mine in 1899 and ate each other to survive, that a monster they called the Old God lived down there. It was all just a legend, Ray thought. Well, at least the part about the monster. But who knew? Maybe she could catch the spirit of a minor on video. As she was going through the grimoire and translating as much as she could, she realized that they were instructions to summon a demon. She was completely fascinated by demons, but she wasn't so sure that she believed in them. Ghosts were different. They were remnants of departed souls, but demons could exist, just like gods and angels could. And next to the summoning instructions was a beautiful drawing of a man with alluring gold eyes. Eyes that kept her up and she couldn't stop thinking about. Ray started school and was surprised to hear about the ongoing investigation of a student found dead on campus. The true crime junkie in her couldn't help but to try and find out more. She was stunned that something like that would happen in the small town of Epilogue. Her curiosity won, and she went to where the student Marcus was found. She was snapping photos of the building when she suddenly hears a mean and stern voice behind her. Are you fucking lost? She was too ashamed to admit out loud, but something about a mean voice just warmed her a certain way. She turned around to find a man that couldn't be more than a few years older than her, with light green eyes and a too pretty for their own good face. Exactly her type. She tried to act unfazed, but God, this man was absurdly attractive, and very quickly realized that he was actually the security guard that she was mouthing off to. She started feeling like fingers were wrapping around her throat. Something about his intensity affected her and made her feel uncomfortable. He warned her to watch where she wandered or she'd find trouble. And a part of her desperately wanted to know what kind of trouble he meant. Because a man that beautiful could cause her a lot of trouble for sure. Inaya introduced Ray to her friends Jeremiah and Victoria Hadley, who totally gave the popular high school kids vibe, but oddly enough, they were both very friendly and laid back, despite the fact their dad pretty much owned most of the town. As she was talking to them, she happened to look over in the direction of the Calgary building, and Leon was still standing there. She was almost certain that he was staring right at her too, and Leon was very much staring at her. She had piqued his interest. Most people avoided him, although he could always feel their attraction to him. But Ray seemed to have no self-preservation instincts. And how cute was she trying to act tough in front of him, like he couldn't smell her arousal from their interaction. But with every interaction, he was challenging his self-control because he couldn't help but to fantasize about all the ways he could punish her and turn all that attitude into moans. The longer he was around her, the more he was struggling with his impulsive feelings towards her. And he didn't like impulsive feelings. He just wanted to keep her away from the Hadleys and from the old church St. Thaddeus that he found her researching later that evening. She wasn't his responsibility. In fact, he should try to focus on how he can get away from them himself, but couldn't help but to want to protect her from them. When Kent ordered him to guard the campus, he was more than happy to get away from his prison, but wasn't expecting to meet her. Part of being a demon was having the ability to influence people. They couldn't quite control people's minds, but they could definitely nudge them into the direction they wanted. And Leon just had a feeling he wouldn't need too much influence to make her think about him later when she decided to touch herself, and was in fact his face that she thought of when she climaxed. She screwed herself, quite literally, but also metaphorically, because how was she supposed to look at him on campus and not think about what she did? Despite a certain green-eyed asshole, she was relieved to have started making friends. She was hanging out with Anaya, but also Victoria and Jeremiah. She even got to meet their half-sister, Everly, and their father, Kent, who were also nice, but there was definitely tension between the twins and their half-sister. She was at the bar when she suddenly felt a burning gaze on her and found Leon staring right at her and keeping her captive until she had to snap herself out of it. Leon couldn't help but to grin because he knew exactly how he made her feel and could only imagine how wet she was. And he was about to find out when he stepped outside, and shortly after, Ray came out for a smoke break. He called out to her, "Are you going to stand there and hope we bother you, Raylan? Or are you going to come and get what you want?"
Oh, shit.
A part of Ray wanted to play along, and the other part wanted to leave him wanting more. But he had gotten in her head, and curiosity won. It wasn't much later that she was getting finger fucked in an alleyway and was questioning her sanity. Between the frantic pleasure and fear of being caught, she had no idea what she was doing. Demons can either be summoned with their sigil or called by their known name. Being summoned by his sigil commands his essence and can be controlled by it, which is why he needed that grimoire. But being called by his name is merely a nudge, a suggestion. So when Kent kept calling his name, he was suspicious. Why would Kent keep calling his name instead of summoning him? He appeared in front of the Hadley family like they were having a family meeting. They needed him to bring them Raylan. She was to be their next sacrifice for their god. And suddenly, Leon realized Kent didn't have the grimoire. That's why he called him and didn't summon him. Leon laughed and told him no, challenging him. Kent wasn't used to Leon saying no, but knew that he didn't have leverage and could only dismiss Leon before he ripped Jeremiah's head off. Leon would have enjoyed killing every one of them, but wasn't going to miss an opportunity to get away from them. Meanwhile, though, although Ray has felt watched and found a creepy statue that suddenly disappeared in the woods, she needed to make content for her paranormal channel. Her numbers were dropping, and even if she wanted to be authentic, she needed some content. She was desperate. So she decided to create some demon summoning clickbait and headed down to St. Thaddeus with her grimoire to fake summoning a demon. She was going to make it look as real as possible. She was a horror enthusiast, and she may enjoy searching for spirits, but actually trying to summon a demon felt like crossing a line. So she lit the candles, used the chalk to draw a circle. Google translated the summoning instructions. The only thing she wasn't going to do was draw blood. Except Ray is clumsy and accidentally scraped her hand, giving the spell just the blood it needed to start steaming and producing thick black smoke that made the space smell like charcoal. Ray was scared. What the fuck had she done? I mean, at the same time, this is the evidence that she needed for her channel, and the camera was recording everything. But also, what the fuck did she do? Leon did always like a dramatic entrance, and he figured that since Kent didn't have the grimoire, it wouldn't be long before someone else got their hands on it. Well, maybe not that soon, but he was in utter disbelief when he saw the beauty before him. What the fuck was Ray doing here? In the church that he explicitly told her to stay away from. God, this girl had a death wish. How has she been alive this long? And then he saw the camera. Did she really summon a demon for content?
It's 2025.
Meanwhile, Ray was holding a stick like a baseball bat, yelling until she realized it was Leon who appeared. Was this a sick joke? Why was Leon following her? Leon noticed the grimoire, and this was his chance. Except he couldn't just take it. It had to be given to him. He blocked her in a very tempting position that made him want to bend her over and teach her a lesson. She managed to run, and even though he wanted to play, he could smell the blood and magic in the air. It would surely attract the Eld. The Eld are ancient creatures who serve the Deep One. And he couldn't let them get close to Ray. That whole weekend, Ray couldn't help but replay the events that occurred in that old church. She rewatched the footage she captured and went through it frame by frame until it all clicked for her. She captured Leon, except it appeared to be a dark figure with his face and golden eyes and sharp, grinning teeth. The puzzle piece clicked in place. The summoning ritual worked. She summoned an actual demon, and that demon just happened to be Leon. What was she supposed to do? She even started Googling priests, but deep down, she didn't want him to leave. And she also didn't want to give up the grimoire. But what made the situation even worse was now she had a demon hunting her. But she also ached to see what he would do once he captured her. And she was playing with fire. Leon decided to confront her on campus, and oh, how she was trembling. There was fear mixed with arousal. She ran from him, and it was almost funny to him that she ran straight to the cemetery chapel. Leon had to hold himself back because he didn't want to capture her too fast and end the fun. But he did manage to corner her and reveal his true self to her when she admitted that she knew what he was. Her defiance was wavering when she saw his forked tongue licking his lips. When suddenly, the doors swing open and a pungent, rotten smell permeates into the chapel, and an eld walks in. It's the creepy statue that Ray found in the forest. Except it's not a statue. It's real and moving. Leon fights the eld, killing it, and offers Ray a deal. Give him her soul in exchange for protection. Ray denied, but she couldn't deny her attraction for him, and couldn't help but ask. No. Beg him to fuck her. If she wasn't already convinced he wasn't human, the sight of his dick sure did. He had 2 additional ridges and a swell on the underside.
Oh.
And a swell on the... I can't even take myself seriously right now. And a swell on the underside that made his girth terrifying.
I'm literally picturing this in my head.
But fuck! Did it hurt her so good?
Oh my goodness. Damn.
Leon was fucked. Humans were supposed to be something to toy with. Maybe offer a deal. Collect the soul. But now he wanted to steal her away and take her back to hell with him. Having her body was not enough. He needed her soul. But the best she could offer was the grimoire. On their way back to Ray's house, she had questions. Why did he want the grimoire so badly? Who summoned him before? And would she need a Plan B pill?
Not the demon babies.
Leon explained how Kent is a magician leading the Liberi cult, and now he'd been a servant to their family for over a century. He also warned her to stay away from Victoria and Jeremiah. They were only helping their dad take her and offer her to the Deep One. Ray couldn't believe it. She wouldn't believe it. They had been nothing but nice to her, and suddenly, she questioned why her cat cheesecake was outside the house, and quickly realized the door was open. Someone was in her house and went through all her things. She quickly discovered the grimoire was gone. She started panicking. Could the day get any worse? She found out this beautiful man was a demon, then went and fucked him. Now someone broke into her house and stole the grimoire. What's next? Well, she didn't have to wait very long when that rotten smell came back, and her cat was snatched off the porch.
The cat.
Leon ran into the woods and managed to fight off the Eld and get Cheesecake back. Ray didn't know what to make of her life. One minute she's a paranormal investigator, and now the paranormal was haunting her. She still couldn't quite figure out whether to believe that Victoria and Jeremiah weren't really her friends, but it was better to steer clear for now. She felt like she couldn't tell Anaya either. How would she even begin to explain? Her life was turned upside down. She wasn't sure if she was reading too much into it, but it kind of seemed like Jeremiah and Victoria were making extra effort to hang out with her. Surely it was a coincidence, right? She had to just be paranoid. Leon doesn't know why he was still around. He should be looking for the grimoire and trying to stay far away from Epilogue. But there he is, trying to protect Ray and ward off the Eld from her house. He took some nasty hits and is in real need of recovery. Leon didn't understand why Ray cared, but she took it upon herself to tend to his wounds and take care of him and shared a vulnerable moment. Leon pushed himself to his limits and passed out for a whole day. Ray had a lot of time to think about how to resolve her issue to keep the Eld away. But oddly enough, having Leon around made her feel safer. She didn't quite want him to leave yet, but she also didn't want to give him her soul. So she did the next best thing. She decided to draw a binding circle.
Oh my God.
Leon was unhappy when he woke up, to say the least. He couldn't believe she would do this to him, even after everything he's done for her. Ray just wanted his protection without having to take his deal. She just wanted to understand why the Eld were after her. Leon explained that the 3 miners who survived the 1899 disaster didn't survive just by eating their fellow miners. They were spared by the Deep One. The god doesn't spare for nothing, so in return, someday those lives must be given back. Those lives were to be descendants of those 3 miners. And just her luck, her ancestor was one of the miners. The Deep One promised power to those who fulfilled its demands. The 3 souls would free the god to rule the human world again. Leon managed to influence Cheesecake to break the binding circle, and oh, was Ray going to be punished, and he was going to enjoy every minute of it. Leon decided he couldn't stay in Epilogue anymore. He wanted Raylin too much. No, needed her. And he couldn't just settle for a part of her temporarily. He wanted her body and soul. She was going to die one day, as humans do, and he wanted her soul so that he could be with her forever. Ray didn't want him to leave, but she just couldn't do it. She couldn't give him her soul. The days went by, and even though Ray believed Leon was gone, he couldn't leave. He couldn't find it in himself to leave her. He knew he shouldn't have fallen for a human, and it ached. He used some of his free time to look for the grimoire, and then would go back at night to watch her home. It was becoming difficult for him to stay away from her. He figured out that Everly, the witch, took the grimoire, but she was proving difficult to find. She had to be hiding behind a spell. Every time he would follow her scent, it would disappear suddenly. His best friend Zane was able to follow a lead and get an address to Everly's location. He warned him that the witch was under the protection of an archdemon. They were older, stronger, and more powerful demons, but he had to take a chance. He made quite the entrance, and Colum, the archdemon, did not make it easy. Everly made her presence known just as Colum almost destroyed Leon. Leon explained that he just wanted the grimoire. He wanted to destroy his mark, and Everly admitted that she did take the grimoire, and it was never her intention for Raylin to end up with it. When she found out Ken intended to sacrifice Ray, she couldn't be part of it. She wanted to get the grimoire and leave. She was trying to take it from her father, but because of how closely he kept an eye on her, she accidentally hid it in the box that got donated. She was willing to give Leon his sigil, so long as he promised to protect Ray. She was his, and he wasn't about to let anything hurt her. That was for sure. Although Ray was avoiding the Hadleys, she decided to go to their Halloween party to try and find a magical artifact that could protect her from the Eld or any other creepy creature that tried to kill her, especially now that Leon was gone. She was trying to act normal, and maybe liquid courage would help her to get away and sneak around the house. She started dancing with an attractive couple when the female whispered in her ear to stop drinking and took her to the bathroom and forced her to throw up because Jeremiah was slipping roofies into her drinks. She knew the guy looked familiar. It was Zane. But the girl was Juniper, Marcus's sister. But why were they even here? Leon showed up and decided to help her look around the house. He lied about finding the grimoire. He decided that he was willing to spend whatever time he could with her, whether or not she decided to give him her soul. He was going to protect her, and they were caught sneaking around by Kent, who didn't even seem to be surprised to find them there. Kent held a gun to Ray, so they were at an impasse. Leon couldn't attack Kent because a single bullet could kill her. They managed to get away and went into hiding. It was the next day that Victoria called Ray, letting her know that Kent was dead. She wasn't even upset about it. He was dead. It was done. Now they could move on. It sounded like she was frightened and hiding. But the call was cut short when Victoria ended the call. She couldn't help but feel relief. Leon was suspicious of the death, however. It could have been Juniper and Zane, but he wasn't sure. He wasn't sure how the Liberi would react or if the Deep One's servants would still come after them. Something just didn't feel right. They went to the grocery store to pick up some snacks when they were ambushed by Jeremiah and his friends. Jeremiah was trying to finish what his father started. He was going to take Ray one way or another. Leon and Jeremiah were fighting when they noticed that Jeremiah had inhuman strength. The kind of strength that he got from his god. What kind of deal had he made? They managed to get away back to her cabin when all of a sudden, the entire cabin started shaking. The temperature dropped and the electricity started spazzing out. A loud, primal cry, a howl filled the night. Everyone in Abelom had to have heard the cry, and Leon knew. It was a reaper. A reaper was summoned. He told Ray to get in the car and just drive and not stop until she got as far away as possible. Ray saw a look on his face, almost like he was saying goodbye. All Leon could think about was protecting Raylin, and if she had a chance to get away while he distracted the Reaper, he was going to do it. He pulled the torn page from his grimoire with his mark on it and gave it to Ray. If the Reaper didn't kill him, she would be able to summon him again. He had never given anyone permission to summon him. He held her eye and told her, "If you can, bring me back to you." And before leaving into the woods, he told her he loved her. While demons hunted souls, reapers hunted death. In the hierarchy of hell, they were at the top. They were as old as the gods and nearly as dangerous. Leon knew the chance of him coming out of this alive were slim to none, but he had to try. And he did give it a fair try, but he was no match for the Reaper. As he lay there on the floor kissing death, all he could think about was Ray. He always imagined he would die for hatred or fury, but never once did he think he would die for love. The Reaper wasn't nearly as frightening as his confession to Ray, but he had to tell her, and he's glad he did. Ray was crying behind the wheel, trying to get as far away as possible, but she didn't make it too far before deciding to turn around. She couldn't be a coward, and after everything Leon has done for her, she couldn't even tell him she loved him back. She had to turn around. She had to at least try. She couldn't just let him sacrifice himself for her. She wandered the woods and found him alive, but just barely. She cried out and offered her soul, and she urged Leon to take it if it gave him the strength he needed to heal. When all of a sudden, Jeremiah and the Liberi show up. And they were there to collect Ray. She was the final piece, the last sacrifice. Leon tried to protect Ray, but he was too weak. They took Ray back to St. Thaddeus and prepared her for their ritual. They stripped her and cut into her chest, carving a summoning circle before walking her into the mine shaft and pushing her into nothingness.
Oh my gosh.
She landed in freezing cold water. At least it was shallow, but now she was a sobbing mess covered in mud, and she lost her glasses during the fall. She was deep in the caverns and there was barely any light, but she checked her pockets and luckily she still had her lighter. She could barely see, but there was a figure next to her. She was trying to make it out and it looked like a body. So she inched closer to take a better look. And she began gagging and scrambling away when she realized it was Victoria's lifeless body. Jeremiah sacrificed his twin sister and dumped her so that he can fulfill the god's demands. Even if Victoria intended to kill her, she was her friend at one point. Ray needed to find a way out, so she decided to go through the tunnels. One of them had to lead somewhere, right? The tunnels seemed endless and were only getting more narrow. She was gonna have to turn around and loop back around when she heard something. She turned around and saw what looked like a skeletal canine with a rotten, furry body. She had no choice but to dive into the water and swim to the other side of the tunnel. She had just made it to the surface, her lungs burning, ready to give up, and she swam to the dark shore to catch her breath. She sat up, ready to accept her fate, when she remembered she still had Leon's mark. The chances of him being alive were slim, but she had to try. So she carved his mark on her leg and offered her soul. She was always going to end up giving it to him, and she just regretted not doing it sooner. Meanwhile, Leon started feeling like his blood was on fire, and his mind felt a soft nudge. Someone was summoning him, but it was softer. It had to be Ray, and suddenly he could hear her. She actually did it. She gave him her soul. His body got the strength it needed to heal faster. The healing was agony, but not as bad as him being away from Ray, and she was going to get her back. Her eyes were getting heavy and her tiredness was taking over her body when suddenly something started emerging from the water. It was the god, both beautiful and terrifying at the same time, like nothing she's ever seen before. The god called to her and told her it was her destiny for her soul to belong to it. She was terrified, but she also lacked self-preservation, so she goaded the god and showed it Leon's mark on her leg. The god was too late. It was unable to claim her soul because she had already given her soul to another. It became even more terrifying when his tentacle slivered out and grabbed her. She took a chance and stabbed it with the magical knife that she had taken from Kent. She was thwarted into the water, unable to decipher up from down, when suddenly she sees a thread of light and hears a faint voice calling her. She used whatever energy she had to pull the thread of light and follow the voice. The voice was getting clearer, and it was Leon. He was alive. She pushed herself until she broke through the surface, gasping for air, and she was in and out of consciousness, but she was finally back in Leon's arms. The god was in... The god, she wondered, what happened? She injured it, weakened it, but what happened? Everly would take care of it, Leon assured her. She was an ancestor of the most powerful witch line, and she had every intention of killing it. Leon, however, had a score to settle. He was fantasizing about every way he was going to torture Jeremiah and the Liberi. But he smelled the fire long before he saw it. The Hadley home was up in flames, and Jeremiah was burnt to a crisp. It was done. They were safe, and all Leon and Ray wanted was restful peace. Luckily, they had the rest of eternity together. The end.
Oh my God.
All right, and let's jump into some pillow talk.
Oh my God, bro. I had to like hold myself out of the other reactions.
I was literally like, damn, she's a little quiet today.
No, because I was like, I don't want to, I want the focus to be on the story. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I could, like, because I was like, I need to talk about this right fucking now. Like, I need to make conversation. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my God, I've never read I have never read a book like this, but
Romantic?
Yeah, like that.
Paranormal?
Yeah, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
A little spooky.
Yeah.
Definitely good for like this time of year. Oh my gosh. That was very interesting.
Yeah, okay, so what are some of your initial thoughts?
At first I was like, oh fuck, like it's like the demon thing, and I'm like, a little part of me is like, demons like scare me and stuff. But then I'm like, oh my God, and then you started warming up to it, and I was like, oh, like they're so cute. And then again, demon, like the Reaper and everything happening, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So it was definitely like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And then the fact that they ended up together, like I know she gave his whole to her soul to him,
Yeah.
but that's so cute. I'm like, but I do have questions though.
Okay,
so.
what are your questions?
First question. Okay, what's his name? Kent, not Kent. Kent was
the dad.
Kent was his dad, Jeremiah. Right? Jeremiah. He was burnt to a crisp. By who?
That's a very interesting question. That actually happened off page.
What?
Which is one
Are you serious? Like, I mean, whatever, but like, what?
Yeah, it honestly, that was one of my critiques of the book, is that I felt like there was a lot of backstory that wasn't included in the book, and it was off page. Like when Kent died, who the fuck killed him?
Yeah, that's I was gonna work my way there. Like, yeah, who killed Kent?
Exactly. I have an idea.
So do you think that the same person that killed Kent killed Jeremiah?
Yeah, I think it was Zane and Juniper. Because remember, Juniper is the sister of Marcus.
Okay.
Marcus was the guy that Jeremiah had killed in the beginning for the original sacrificial offering.
Okay, yeah.
So,
como que for revenge, right? Basically.
Yeah,
revenge kill.
And so, and not only that, but originally Juniper was supposed to be the original sacrifice. They were trying to sacrifice her, but she got away. Like, they actually got her. And but that all kind of happened off page. Again, happened off page. And like, there was like mentions of it, but they didn't actually go into the details of her like getting away from them and stuff like that. So she got away, and then because remember, in order to the god required the 3 sacrifices, and it had to be descendants
of those
miners. So one of them was a descendant. Obviously, it was an ancestor of Juniper and Marcus, and another one, obviously, it was Raylan. So it was an ancestor of hers, and then the last one was a Hadley. Which is why Victoria.
I was wondering. I was like, but then when you said she was dead, and then I was like, wait, something about the descendants. I was like, oh, I wonder if they're descendants, or he just fucking killed her just to fucking kill her.
No, but you want to know the interesting part? So this whole time, Victoria and Jeremiah knew that one of them was going to be sacrificed.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, so she wasn't caught off guard when her brother fucking killed her.
No. So I think that's why, remember, because she was calling Ray.
Yeah.
And it sounded like she was frightened and like she was hiding.
Yes.
That's probably why. Because she was, again, like this is one of my critiques of the book, is that I felt like there was a lot of backstory that wasn't like really like developed.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of off-page stuff happening, like Kent dying, Jeremiah being killed. And I get it, because I'm pretty sure the author wanted to save that for their story, because I kind of looked into like the other 2 books in the trilogy. And so the next book, I believe, is Juniper and Zane's story, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna go into the details of their story. But also, like,
But
I
I
feel
thought
like
this was a standalone, right? So it should have more
exactly,
information.
exactly, it's supposed to be a standalone within the trilogy. So, but I also feel like I'm missing pieces. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like I don't have everything, and so like now I'm just like, I feel like if you're gonna introduce characters, you can't just like half-ass introduce them.
Yes, exactly. Or like, yes, the introduction or what the fuck happens to them? Because like, oh, they're here and now they're gone.
Yeah,
Like, why? Who
exactly.
killed them? Like, I want to know.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to a murder. It's not like they fucking left and bye, you know, whatever. No, it's a murder. I want to know the details. Like, who fucking killed them? Are they gonna go after like, you know, the Raylin? Like, you get me? Like, I just need to know.
Well,
the
no,
fucking...
because remember, Juniper and Zane saved her
Yeah.
because Jeremiah was roofing
Yeah,
her.
no, I know, but I'm saying like that's why I need to know, like,
Yeah.
because you're saying you're thinking it was them, right?
Yeah.
But there's no
'Cause
clear
in
thing
the-
of who the murderer is.
Yeah, in the book though, like there's conversations between the characters or whatever where Juniper says she did want to kill the Hadleys. Like well, especially Kent, because they tried to sacrifice her and stuff. And obviously like they got her brother. But and then also like I don't know if you caught the part where like their half sister Everly.
Yeah, Everly.
So Kent had like an affair. So because Everly and the twins are only months apart. So, and they're half sister, like they're half siblings. And so he had an affair with like a descendant of this like very powerful witch, which is why Everly's a witch.
Oh.
Yeah. And she's the one obviously who took the grimoire and she like now she's in the like she and the third book in the trilogy is Everly and Column's story.
Oh, their
the
story?
Archdemon. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure like in the third book they kill the god. Yeah. But because like all they say basically is like, oh, Raylin injured the god.
But they don't say what happened
Exactly
to the god.
Yeah. Like so like the mines basically started like falling apart and the god kind of got like injured and like it kind of like sucked into the water. I don't know what the fuck happened. Honestly, the ending was kind of confused. Like even when she got like sucked out of the cavern or whatever, like this like thread of light that she saw and all of a sudden she's like on the surface.
I was gonna ask you, like, where was she then? Like, was she like
she was in the caverns and all of a sudden she's like up on the surface.
But then she's in the surface.
So I actually had to look this up because I was like so fucking confused.
Yeah.
And so it turns out that like based off what I found online is like I think she might have like some kind of powers or something. Or it was that she had powers, or that Leon was able to influence her, like basically kind of like summon her.
Yes, because she gave her soul to him.
So that's kind of what people were saying online, but it was honestly I had to reread it a couple times, like that part, because I was like I honestly did not fully understand.
Yeah, because I was trying to imagine, because you know, like I try to imagine it in my mind. So I was trying to imagine that part, and I'm like, wait, was she like I thought she was in the mines, and then she saw the thread of light, then she came out, and I'm like, wait, isn't she in the mines? Like, how did she get all the way? Like,
exactly.
You get me up.
Yeah. So that part was kind of unclear.
So this god had tentacles?
Yeah.
So he was beautiful, but he had tentacles?
So it was beautiful,
Can you
but
give us
also
a little bit more description on the god?
It was beautiful yet terrifying at the same time. And it's kind of like out of this world because it's like a walking contradiction, basically, right? Like it's beautiful but terrifying, and like it kind of had like a front, and then it was kind of disguising itself. And then as he was getting angry, because obviously he could no longer take Ray's soul, he got angry, and then the disguise started falling off, basically. Like he couldn't hide his true self anymore.
Like Leon.
Yeah, basically. And that's like, so whenever like their emotions are heightened and obviously they can't control the disguise anymore, it kind of like falls off. And so that's when like all of a sudden the tentacle come out and grabbed her.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would like that tentacle.
Yeah, no, it grossed me.
Yeah, I was
thinking it
gonna
was
say,
like,
I was like,
oh, slimy and shit.
Exactly. The little cups and shit.
Yeah.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
But did you have any other questions?
The knife.
What about it?
So she had the magical knife.
Yeah, because they were at the party and
Yes.
Leon helped her look around the house. Like, they did sneak around and then she ended up finding the knife.
Oh, okay.
At the house.
I was like, I hella fucking bypass. I was like, wait, when did she fucking get the knife?
Yeah, she ended up finding the knife when they were at the Halloween party because Leon helped her.
And how did she knew it was magical because Leon told her it was
Yeah,
magical?
so basically when they were looking for the knife at the Hadley's house or whatever, they went down into the basement and she ended up seeing Leon's prison, like the one he was kept in.
Oh, so she did see where he was kept in.
Yeah, because they found the basement. Well, Leon kind of already knew where it was, but they went down there and he was basically telling her that like years ago when this mine shaft obviously like fell or whatever and the miners were killed, the Hadley ancestor, the great grandfather or whatever, ordered Leon to go down into the mine shaft. So he had to go back into the mine shaft and swim down there, and he had to get as many of the like items that he could find, because a lot of them that were found in this mine shaft were like magical. And so he basically had to go down there and collect them, and he brought them back to the Hadleys, and then Kent just kind of like had them like kind of protected in this room, like kind of like a safe, and that's where he was keeping them.
Oh, okay.
And that's where she got the knife.
Damn. One more question though. Did the plan B work?
So it turns out that that's a great question. I was hoping you would ask me that. I really was. I was like, damn, I hope she asks me about the plan B. So she actually, sorry, hold on.
Adjust yourself.
Yeah, I feel like I'm slipping.
I know, me too.
And then these leather pants don't.
I know. I was like, that don't help me for shit, bro.
So I was hoping you would ask me about the Plan B pill. She didn't actually have to take one because in order for her to actually get pregnant, she would have to be a full-bred witch.
Oh, so she can't just be, but okay, she has to be a full-bred witch. But you're thinking she also has magical powers because she got out of the mine. Do you think or she has to be a fucking witch? She can't just be another magical being?
He said she had to be a full-bred witch.
Oh, okay.
In order to get pregnant. Like, I don't think another magical being could unless it was like kind of, we're talking like Twilight, where like nobody thought there could be a half human, half vampire situation.
Damn.
But as far as we know,
she ain't pregnant.
She ain't pregnant, yeah.
I mean, no.
And I mean, it's not like, I don't really think there, because also here's another one of my critiques of this book is the storyline takes place over months. But like, doesn't it seem like everything just kind of happens fast? But no, it happens over months. And I feel
what
like
are they doing in between?
Like, they had already been fucking, and it's not like she got pregnant. Like, I don't think she was showing symptoms or anything, or unless like she got pregnant one of the last times, who fucking knows. But let me just tell you, his fucking dick was terrifying to imagine. I was like, hold on, the girl.
I know. I was over here like imagining this shape with the fucking ridges, right?
So like 3 ridges,
yes. and then the thing, like you said, like on the
swell.
Swell, bro. I was like,
what does this look like? I literally was thinking.
I was like, dicks already aren't the prettiest thing in the world. So I was like, girl, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Damn.
Any other questions?
I think that's it.
Okay.
I think that's it. That's it.
Or maybe you'll have more.
Yeah, maybe I'll have more. I was really hoping they had babies.
Oh. Like human demon babies. Oh, maybe. You don't know. Maybe because I feel like a lot of stuff happened off page.
Oh, I have another question. So when they fuck, does he keep his disguise on, or is his disguise off? Or like can he choose
He can choose
between keeping it on and off.
Yeah, he can like turn it on and off.
And what does she like more?
She didn't really say. Yeah, she didn't really say, which is another part of my critiques. I'm glad you're catching on.
Okay.
Because like I feel like you're hitting a lot of what my critiques were.
Yeah.
And so, do you have any more questions? Because I'm about to jump into like my questions.
Let's go.
He had horns. I had questions. I'm just kidding. He didn't have horns. He had claws, though. He really did have claws. Okay, so my biggest and main issue with the book is I wasn't feeling their chemistry.
Oh, really? Because you made it sound so like, you know?
I felt like it was...
But I felt like it was very lustful.
Yes, very lustful. So that's exactly what I was going to say. I was not feeling their chemistry. It felt more like geography and hormones.
Oh.
Like, they just were close in proximity and they wanted to fuck. Like, it's kind of what...
And it was just a good fuck. Like, it was really good.
I mean, do I think they cared about each other? Yes. But I just didn't feel connected to the characters. Like, I feel like when I read books, like, I typically can feel, like, a lot of times I could feel, like, the intensity of, you know, especially how well, like, some authors can write their love story. I feel like I can feel the intensity of their emotions and, like, I'd be like, ooh, girl, get it, or yeah, you know, or whatever. Like, I'd be feeling the chemistry, the connection, and I feel like with this book, it kind of lacked. Like, I wasn't really feeling their chemistry. Like, I feel like it was more like, damn, he's hot, I want to fuck. Damn, she's hella, like, fine. Like, let me get that, you know? And that's kind of how it felt. And, like, I feel like their chemistry was forced. Like, it was just, like, 1 minute they're, like, meeting, and then there's, like, some banter, and then all of a sudden it's fucking... oh, my God, I care about her so much. Like, it just felt like it escalated very quickly, which like, no. There's instant love, but, like, I feel like instant love has to be written, like, there just has to be, like, a recipe to it. Yeah. Like, it has to be done right.
And it wasn't.
And I don't think it wasn't. Also, what the fuck happened to her vlog?
Oh shit! Yeah, she was fucking recording. Like, did she upload that shit?
Like, did she end up Like, I literally was like, did she just up and abandon her vlog? But also, like,
did she go viral or what the hell?
I was also like, okay, I guess I get it, because if mythical creatures were after me, I probably wouldn't be podcasting. Like, I wouldn't be thinking about the podcast.
Really?
Girl, you really think if
like in this episode?
I'm gonna tell y'all about the creepy creatures I saw in the woods.
They're actually right there too.
Yeah. So I kind of get it why she didn't keep up with it, but like it's like she like up and just abandoned her vlog.
But like the details, like it would have been nice for her to be like, you know what, like I'm gonna
hold off on it. Yeah, it was just like a forgotten thought. Like it was just like, I think like it would have, like, I feel like at some point you'd be like, damn, I just have so much going on. Like, I can't even think about my vlog. Like, I can't even think about my channel.
Like, I don't even want to, like, look at this. I don't have the energy to.
Yeah, but no. It was just completely, like, after she got caught, or after she was watching it, and then she saw that Leon was actually a demon or whatever, and she kind of, like, that was pretty much it. Like, she didn't really, like, bring it up anymore, which come to find out though, because I have the physical book, it's right here, but I read it on my Kindle app, and when I was going through the book, because I actually do, when I'm writing my report, I go through the physical book. I just feel like I need it. Turns out there's a bonus chapter that wasn't in the fucking Kindle. So there's a whole chapter in here that I didn't read. And so then I was like, fuck. And I saw it when I was doing my report, and I was like, I have too much going on right now. Like, I can't even read this last chapter. So sorry, guys. I won't give you that last bonus chapter that's in the actual physical book.
They probably did have babies.
Maybe. I don't know. It's like 1 year later. All I saw was that it was 1 year later. And he like surprised her to take her to like a haunted town or something like that, so she could film is what I'm guessing, or like some kind of paranormal investigation, but I kind of glanced at it. I didn't like read it because I was like, fuck, I gotta finish this. So a part of me was like, girl, you just up and fucking like, she just was like, fuck everything I got going on.
It kind of goes with the theme of the book, though. Like, for example, the backstory that's not really put into, like with the murders and stuff like that, and now the vlog, like, it just, like, seems like because it wasn't, like, the main importance, I feel like they didn't put detail, which I wish I would appreciate if they did. You get me? Because it's just those little things that you also want to know what happened.
Yeah.
But I guess it makes a book even longer, so.
Yeah. Another thing that I was kind of like, what the fuck?
What was it?
I don't know. I just feel like she didn't give her homegirl Anaya enough credit, because if fucking mythical creature, if there's like demons and elves or whatever the fuck they were.
That sounded scary, those elves.
It's like, if I'm going through this, like, I'm going to tell my best friend. Like, I'm going to be like, bitch, guess what? Like, you know the security guard? He's actually a fucking demon.
Fucking demon with a fucking crazy dick.
Yeah, exactly. And a forked tongue.
Hey.
Okay.
I was just like, oh,
okay. So, one thing I will say. Okay. Leon's forked tongue. Did I imagine Val with a forked tongue? Absolutely. Am I ashamed? Fuck no. But my mind did definitely wander there. I was like,
I know. I was over here like imagining like the fucking characters and then the forked tongue, and I was like, oh, that doesn't seem that bad.
I literally was like, I was literally like thinking that like,
could work.
Yeah.
No, girl, yeah. That's interesting.
But yeah, I was like, girl, you're not giving your girl, like, you've been best friends with Anaya for 15 years.
Yeah,
but you can't even fucking tell her, especially when Jeremiah was roofing her. Like, she didn't even tell her.
She didn't tell her.
She didn't tell her
That's
that.
just
like,
weird.
Sir, ma'am, you're hanging out with people that wanted to kill me. Like, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just kind of feel like she didn't give enough credit to her homegirl. Like, I don't know. That was just me, though. If there's other people who don't tell their friends everything, I don't know. That's...
Yeah, I'm like, especially if you call them their best friend.
Exactly.
I feel like that's something, I don't know.
Yeah.
I would get mad if you didn't tell me that shit. Like, oh my god, demons are chasing me. Like, oh, fuck.
Val has a forked tongue. I just kind of
I'm like, okay. You go, girl. Get it.
Okay. Another one of my points here that I took note of is Raylin.
Mm-hmm.
You did not have enough questions, homegirl. Like she just didn't have questions. Like,
So she didn't question anything?
Like, she did kind of have questions, but not, like, I just feel like if I found out that the guy that I was hella into was a fucking real demon, like, tell me everything. What is heaven like? What is hell like? Like, are the stories of Lucifer and, like, him being a fallen angel, like, tell me the fucking tea.
Give me the fucking details.
Give me this is like the original tea here. Like, give me the juice.
Quick question. When obviously, like, you know how she gave her soul to him, right? Did she know what was gonna happen if she gave her soul to him? Like,
no. She didn't.
Wait,
she didn't.
This bitch gave her soul to him
and didn't ask questions.
Didn't fucking ask what the fuck is gonna happen to me. Like, what?
I mean, she knew that
what happens.
She knew that she was gonna basically like be tied, like bonded to him.
But in what? Like, what does that mean?
Exactly.
What does that mean,
bitch? Exactly.
Like, am I gonna suffer? Like, or am I gonna grow hella old? Like, am I gonna, when I die, what happens? Like, just what happens?
Exactly.
I'm gonna suffer, and like, what is gonna happen?
And also, not only that, but like. You're gonna stay looking like you're 25 and I'm gonna be an old bitch and then die.
Like, I'm just gonna fucking die at a, like, massive fucking dick going into me as an old fucking lady. Like, that's just, I mean, great for her, but still. Like, because she grows old, right?
I think so, until she dies, but she's technically still tied to him and bonded to him. I just feel like she didn't have enough questions. Like, I would have had all the questions. all the questions.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know all the tea, but also, like, if I do give my soul to you, like, what does that entail?
Yeah.
Like, do you whisk me away to hell with you right away? Like, do I, like, also become, like, immortal almost? Like, what does it imply?
Exactly.
She didn't have enough questions. Like,
no, she just said dick is bomb.
Yeah, basically. So that was another one.
That's dickmatized. She was definitely dickmatized.
Yeah, she was not a smart cookie. Anyways, yeah. Oh, and so another thing that I had brought up too was like, where the fuck did the time go? Because there was a scene, there was just so many holes in the plot. Like, in like the months just went by, because there was a scene where when they got away or whatever, and he surprised her with like an outfit or something, like he bought her clothes and like whatever. And she's like, "Oh my God, like, this is my style. Like, thank you so much. Like, how do you know my style?" And he's like, "Well, I've watched you for months." And I was like, months? Like, literally, this was the end of the book when I find out that it's months that he, like...
What?
Yeah, and I was like, months? He watched her for months? But then I guess it makes sense, because if school starts, like, in August, and then they go to the Halloween party...
Yeah.
I guess it has been months, but, like, the way the story is laid out does not feel like months. Damn. Like, I feel like this happened in, like, a month. Like, weeks.
What the fuck? Another question, bro. Like, you know how the elders are after her? Like, the eld? Elds. I was gonna say, why did I say elders? The elds are after her? Are they still gonna keep on going after her?
Question was not answered.
Oh.
I had the same one. I was like, okay, so, like, because this god is, like, injured now, like,
yeah,
do
now
the elves...
mad. Now he's mad.
Yeah, he's pissed. So, like, what the fuck happens? Like, what if... Are they just gonna trust that Everly's gonna fucking kill him? Yeah. What if she can't? I don't know.
Well, the way that this book is going, well, what if, like, she falls in love with the god thing?
No idea, girl. I honestly, like, I had a lot of questions. I feel like I was left with more questions than answers. So yeah. And then another thing too that I was kind of like, I was curious how Victoria and Jeremiah got along as well as they did, because it kind of seemed like they were like, yeah, they're brother and sister, like, they're twins, but it sounded like throughout the book, it seemed like they had a good relationship, which is kind of weird, because, like, you would think that the dad would pit them against each other, especially if it's kind of like, okay, well, which one of you am I going to sacrifice? Yeah. Like, you would think it'd be, like, competitive between them.
But it wasn't.
And I feel like there could have definitely been more, like, I feel like they could have not deep dive, but, like, I feel like the author could have done better into, like, talking or describing the dynamic between the Hadley family. I feel like I had a lot of questions. Like, I wanted to know more about the Hadley family.
Yeah.
I was definitely curious, like, what that dynamic was like, you know, and, like, I don't know. And also, like, we never really find out who's part of the fucking Liberi cult. We don't even know who's in the Liberi cult, because, like, when they show up, they're wearing, like, these white robes and these, like, skull masks and stuff, and so, like, their identities are hidden, so you don't even know. And there's, like, at the ending of the book, she goes back to school, right? She goes back to school, and that she kind of felt like people were, like, looking at her some type of way. Like, she felt like it felt weird for her to go back to school. And she felt like there was maybe, like, a few professors that kind of were like, bitch, like they kind of gave her the look like, you're alive type of thing. So she's kind of, like, suspicious of everybody. Like, who the fuck is part of the Liberi? Because they literally saw her get fucking, like, carved into her chest and thrown off this mine shaft. So they literally watched this whole thing happen. And so it's kind of like she doesn't know who was actually there.
And she has that scar?
Yeah. So basically it kind of scarred over and stuff. And so... Leon basically told her, like, oh, we can do kind of, like, scar surgery. Like, he kind of, like, recommended it to her at the end or whatever. Like,
yeah.
I think it was, like, the last chapter or something. But that was another one of my questions, guys. Where the fuck was Leon living after he left the Hadley home?
Yeah.
Where was homeboy living? Like, we don't know. Like, the author never mentions, like, if he ends up going back to hell. Like, he doesn't mention, like, does he have money? Like, how is he living? That is not even brought up at all. Like whenever
Maybe
they're
he's like a
together.
vampire. You know how vampires have like so much money because they've lived for so long.
Yeah, but remember he was held as a servant for for over a century. So it's not like, and then before that, but he does kind of talk about how he has a home back in hell. And apparently hell is not like fiery brimstone like how we kind of think hell is. Apparently hell is like earth, but much bigger. And but also scarier because it's like, think of like never ending woods, and like we think the ocean's deep here. Apparently it's like worse in like hell and stuff like that.
Wow.
But the way they kind of described it was, I don't know, it was interesting. Like, I would want to know more about what hell is like. Yeah. Again, I would have had questions like, tell me more about hell.
But this girl didn't have any questions, apparently.
Yeah.
So.
But also, like, I was really curious. Like, was he fucking just bumming it? Like,
I'm pretty sure he was.
Where the fuck did he get the truck that he was driving?
He was couch surfing.
He was literally he was a servant to the Hadley family for over a century. Mm. Sir, when the fuck did you have time to go buy a truck?
Girl.
So I just had a ton of questions, and then I just feel like not a lot of it was answered is my thing. But anyways, do you have any more questions?
No, I think that's it. I think we definitely... Like, I have questions, but is there an answer? It doesn't seem like it.
You said it doesn't seem like it.
Like, I guess I just want to know more of the backstory. You get me? Like,
yeah.
I want to know more details.
Yeah.
But this bitch never asked any questions, so... Yeah. She just gave herself an...
Yeah. So I think final thoughts for me are... I think... Personally, I think I could have gotten over a lot of my points. Like, I feel like I could have gotten over a lot of these, like, plot holes and stuff. Like, all of this, like, the time, the fucking, like, where the fuck was Leon living? Like, I feel like I could have gotten over a lot of these things had their chemistry been stronger. So if I was really feeling connected to the characters and, like, I feel like I would have looked past it. I would have been like... Okay, maybe, like, the plot holes are kind of annoying, but I feel like, I'm shipping them, like, I could get over it because they're so cute together. But I wasn't even feeling them like that. So I feel like my mind kept wandering. Like, I just had, especially when you're writing, like, I think when you're writing, like, paranormal romance, like... I know sometimes, like, you don't want to get into, like, the nitty-gritty of it without losing the story, but because it's not real life, like, some things have to be explained, because I'm a curious cat, and, like, I want to know, like, I just have a bunch of questions, and I don't know, I just feel like if they're strong, if their chemistry had been stronger, I feel like I could have gotten over a lot of those points that I made. But also, one thing I didn't mention, which I think is interesting, so Zane and Leon have history.
Oh, what kind of history?
Romantic history.
Oh!
So apparently, all demons are like bisexual.
Yeah.
They just don't have labels. So who the fuck would have thought that hell is more progressive?
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
The conservative. The alt-right. That's hell for them.
Yeah, that's real hell for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently they're all bi. Like, they just... Oh, and also, Ray Lynn's also bisexual too. Like, her last relationship was with a female.
Okay. So very, like, sexual, like, fluid people. Like,
yeah. But just to put it plainly, I was more intrigued by Leon and Zane's history than I was by Ray and Leon.
Oh.
Like, I literally, because they had a vibe. Like, Leon and Zane had a vibe. Because you know how Leon has I didn't even say, but he does have a body modification fetish. Like, he's really into piercings. So...
Oh, he likes to twist them, huh?
So he likes to leave his mark on people. And so Zane has a piercing. Was it on his eyebrow? I don't know where on his body, but it was because Leon gave it to him, and it's kind of like his little mark.
Oh,
And
so he likes giving the piercing.
yes, he likes giving the piercings. You want to know where he pierced Ray?
Nipples.
Her nipples.
Of course. I felt it on my nipples, bro. I was like, the fucking nipples, huh?
You said I felt it already. It was the damn nipples. Yeah, it was the fucking nipples. Yeah. He likes giving them. So I don't know, I just feel like they had a whole vibe. And also like Zayn was definitely giving like hot boy vibes. Which he was described as very beautiful and like very attractive. So I was more intrigued by their history than I was by Ray and Leon's. Like I just wasn't feeling it, you know, like it was very lukewarm.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was very mid for me. So let me jump right into my spice rating. Spice rating was definitely a 4 out of 5. There was a spash was good. I feel like the spice was good. But my overall rating.
Let's see. Let's hear it.
Is a 3 out of 5.
Oh.
3 out of 5 because it was fun, you know, like it was a little, I feel like it was a little predictable. I was more intrigued with the book. I want to say in the last like 10 chapters of it.
Oh, that's a long time because it's 49 chapters. So?
Yeah, girl. But the last 10 chapters, the last 10 was when everything was fucking hitting the fan. When she goes in, what's it called? When they get caught by Kent in the home or whatever. And then when they go to the grocery store and that turned into a whole fucking thing. And then Leon and Jeremiah end up fighting. They get away. And then, what's it called? Leon fucking fights the Reaper. And then Ray or whatever gets taken by Jeremiah, and then she gets thrown down the mine shaft. Like all of that happened in like the last fucking 10 chapters.
That's crazy.
So I feel like it was interesting, like the plot wise, it was like that was interesting, but again, it's supposed to be a romance novel, and I just wasn't feeling the romance. So for me, it was kind of like it was like a mid for me, so that's why I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. And it's just it was kind of sad because I had like high expectations for this book. Like I just feel like there was a lot of people like recommending the book, and especially because so the author wrote the Losers series, and I really enjoyed that, and so I don't know. I was a little disappointed because I thought I was gonna like it more. Yeah, but that's my overall rating, guys.
Damn. 3 out of 5. Interesting.
Now, based off of everything I just went over,
let's see.
Would you read the book?
Cue the dramatic music. I think I would actually read this one.
Yeah, you would read this one, even though I gave it a 3 out of 5.
Even if you gave it 3 out of 5, I think it's different.
It's the forked tongue, huh?
Yeah, it's the forked tongue, Rich. I'm there. I'm just kidding. But I don't know. I think maybe it does have a lot of plot holes, so I would have a lot of fucking questions. But I feel like I would give it like a nice little fun read, you know? Like,
yeah, it was fun.
It seems like a fun read.
And that's why I was giving it a 3 out of 5. Like there was a lot of questions.
Yeah.
But I still gave it a 3 out of 5 because it was still fun.
Yeah. Like I would read it if I had to, like if I whatever, but it wouldn't be like my first choice. You get me? But yeah.
It's going to be at the bottom of the TBR.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll read it.
But that's another one of my things too, is like you brought this point up when you were like, so can Leon choose between having like his kind of like his disguise or like his natural form, and oh my god, excuse me, and his human form? I feel like it was hard to discern when he was in human form versus his natural form. Oh, like I feel like the author didn't really like, there was times where she did like make it clear that he was in his natural form, because she would talk about his claws or his teeth, like when they're you know, getting it on. When they were getting it on, yeah, he was a biter. And his claws would... And that's what I'm saying. The splash was splashy. But
it was suspicious.
But there was like a lot of times where I'm like, okay, is he just fucking walking around in his like natural form?
Like I just imagine him
like claws and sharp teeth and gold eyes. Like what's going on here? Like I just half the time I didn't know what he was looking like.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like that could have been better. But anyways, yeah. Overall, 3 out of 5.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Right, girl. Now we heard everything you had to say.
Yeah.
But now we got to hear the hot takes. What do other people got to say?
Yeah.
So these ones, we got reviews from, is it Goodreads and Reddit?
Yes.
We did like 1-star reviews, 3-star reviews, and 5-star reviews. So you guys get like a general like of what other people are thinking about this book. Like, are they thinking the same thing as Angel or what? Okay.
Yeah. So let me just I didn't find the actual overall rating of what Good Reviews has to give.
Goodreads?
Goodreads. Oh, Good Reviews. What the fuck? I can't even talk.
I said good reviews.
Yeah. Who am I? But also, guys, like, if you guys, so this is man, I should have put this into the love notes section, but I'm gonna put it right here. If you guys read a book, I think like I'm probably gonna start like some kind of like a Google form so that you guys can give us your own reviews. Like I added it
so good.
I added it as a story for this episode. Like if anybody's read this book, like I want to know what you guys think. Like our our actual listeners. Like what are your guys' thoughts if you guys have read the book? If you read it with me, what did you guys think? Because we want to read it along with like. I don't know who these fucking people are that are reviewing it, but I also want to hear what you guys think. So I think I'm going to start like a
Google form just for like reviews.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Because I want to know like what you guys also think. So Goodreads. We're going to go off of Goodreads. So on Goodreads, this book, you want to know what the rank is?
You know what? It's really... Like I've seen it on Book Talk. So it's a popular book. It's a popular book. You gave it a 3. I want to say it's a 3.5 on Goodreads.
Yeah?
Yeah. What is it?
4.04.
Oh! It's up there.
I know.
With all those plot holes?
Exactly. and it has... over 140,000 ratings.
Damn.
That's how many people have rated it, and it's at a 4.4. And I'm like, damn, that's kind of crazy. But anyways, you want to jump right into it?
Yeah. So let's start first with the baddie. Let's end in a good note, right?
Yeah.
So let's start with the 1-star ratings, okay? This one's from Goodreads. Raylin was so dumb and exasperating that I was actually rooting for her to get shot in the head. Oh. Like, what the fuck is not clicking, queen? That is funny.
That's intense, though. She's like, I'm rooting for her to get killed.
It's because, bro, she's a little, like, she's fucking dumb.
She was not a smart cookie. I have to admit with that. I have to agree with that.
She just, I don't know. Oh, and this is another one from Reddit, also a bad review. I just started her Soul to Take. I already want to DNF it. So for those who don't know what DNF is, Angel.
Did not finish.
Did not finish. Do not finish?
Did not finish.
Do not. I feel like it's written by someone who is a sophomore in college. I really want to punch the FMC in the face. Damn. They really had something to say. I guess they just didn't like the main character.
They just didn't like her.
This is like the 3-star reviews. So, if you're looking for a monster horror romance, this is a good read. I love the gothic vibes, intensity, and of course, the steam. Unfortunately, I was unable to connect with the characters. Oh, kind of like what you were saying. The plot had potential, but important events sometimes took a back seat. Overall, this novel failed to meet my expectations, and I feel like that review definitely
it goes along with what I was saying.
It's very similar to yours, like what you were saying.
Yeah, it definitely, there was a lot of things that took a back seat for sure.
Um, Another one. Sometimes true love is a goth bimbo Velma lookalike and her hot demon boyfriend who was actually trying to steal her soul. It was hot. The MCs were by. The plot was sorta interesting, fun. Too long, repetitive as hell. Ending felt too easy and anticlimactic. Leon did not feel as powerful. Also, I didn't buy the whole they're oh, I didn't buy the whole they're in love thing. So kind of like it's just the romance was not there.
Yeah.
You know, like the detail in the romance. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I also agree though. I feel like sometimes like a lot of male main characters are written to be like the baddest fucking, like they're the fucking tough guy. Like every, like if you read a book, they're like the hottest shit. The male main character, like that's how they're written.
Yeah.
And in this one, I kind of felt like he wasn't written like he's
Like
the
that?
hottest shit. Like he got his ass whooped twice.
He did.
And he couldn't even protect Ray.
Damn.
Like she had to basically sell her soul. Like she did all the fucking heavy lifting.
She did all the heavy. God damn. Well, you know. All right, let's read some good reviews. People who love this book, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Slade, I tell you, the vibes I felt from this book were the same vibes I get from watching the Vampire Diaries or the originals, but darker. I felt that, like the Vampire Diaries. Drama, darkness, and small town witchy stuff. Here for it. Check, trigger warnings. So, I kind of like, I told you about the vampires and stuff. It kind of did give me a little feeling, but
Yeah.
but Vampire Diaries is so much better.
Yeah.
And the originals. Here we go. This book is the definition of guilty pleasure. I am actually shocked at how much I love this. The mix of plot and smut was absolutely perfect. Chef's kiss.
Have to disagree.
You know, so everybody, there's something for everybody, you know? And some people don't need to know all the little
fucking details. Yeah, I'm a detail person.
Yeah. Or like, I'm not that much of a detail person, but I still had so many questions. Like they need to be answered. And if I have the questions, I'm like, imagine a very detailed person like you.
Yeah.
You're gonna have twice as more.
Dude, I was getting frustrated at some points when I was reading it. I'm like, what the fuck? Literally.
Like you just missed a whole like
opportunity here to fucking develop the story more. Yeah, especially because I feel like I see it as a movie in my head.
Me too.
So when
That's
there's a plot hole, I'm like, wait, what's going on there?
You just cut into a different scene with no like.
Exactly. There's no segue. There's no transition. But
so those were the hot takes.
Yeah, and the heartaches.
And heartache.
All right, guys, so we're going to just jump right into Kiss and Tell. I'm not going to lie, guys. I haven't read too much paranormal romance. So for this Kiss and Tell, I only have one recommendation for you. And I think the one recommendation is enough, to be honest.
Ooh, so it's a good book.
Yeah.
You're saying that this one's a heavy hitter.
I really enjoyed this book. Yeah, definitely really enjoyed this book. I fucking swallowed this bitch up.
Slurped it up.
I really did. And I will give you this though. It's a trilogy as far as I know.
Okay.
There's supposed to be 3.
Not standalone.
And it's not standalones. They're all connect. Like you have to keep reading through for the story to continue. And homegirl has been slacking on the 3rd book.
Well, don't keep us waiting.
Okay, I'm gonna jump right into it, okay? This Kiss and Tell, let me tell you guys, if you liked Her Soul to Take, this is my recommendation for you. It is called Deal with the Devil by Bex DeVoe. It's part of the Underworld University series, but again, like I said, the 3rd installment, slacking. Anyway, so let me tell you a little bit about it, okay? So there's this girl, right? Total mob princess energy, dangerous, family, shady business. It's all that daddy's an actual crime lord kind of drama. And then she dies, like full on dies, which you'd think that's the end, right? Wrong. She wakes up in Hell's University. I'm not kidding, like literally underworld university. Think Hogwarts, but with more fire, more sin, and professors who probably made deals with Satan before tenure. She's basically there for some kind of afterlife rehab, trying not to get eternally doomed, but all the demons around her are like, ooh, fresh human, let's practice our soul deals. Babe, it's chaos. 1 minute, she's trying to pass her demonic ethics class, and next, she's almost selling her soul for extra credit. And if she's not already fighting to keep her soul, bam, add in 5, yes, 5 love interests. There's the broody demon prince, the flirty gambler, the soft shapeshifter, the rage-filled hellhound's human, and an actual angel who's like, I can fix her. Spoiler, he cannot. So now she's knee-deep in underworld politics, forbidden attraction, and existential crisis 101. By the end, I was sitting there like, this woman is either about to get redeemed or become hell's baddest bitch. And honestly, I'm good with either.
Seems like a good read. That's a good recommendation.
So, yes, guys, if you liked Her Soul to Take, definitely recommend Deal with the Devil by Bex DeVoe. I really, really enjoyed that book. The second one's also really, really good. I was just annoyed because the third one, honestly, I read this over a year ago.
And it still hasn't come out?
It still hasn't fucking come out. Girl, I've been checking on it. Like, I literally... So, whenever I find out that the next installment of whatever series I've already started and I'm committed to the series, I literally have... You can check my calendar. I have...
Alarms.
It's on there. It's on there. It's like, girl, this is the day when this book comes out. And that one has yet to be, like, not even a single fucking date. Like, what the fuck's going on?
You need to, like, DM that author.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Anyways. And we have now reached the ending of our show. But before we completely end this, I want to give you guys a little bit of foreshadowing.
Oh, Dinos, tell us.
So,
spill the tea, sis.
Here is a little foreshadowing, because the next book on Book Size Matters that we're going to be diving into is Diavolo by T.A. Fan, a dark, dangerous story where sin wears a tailored suit and temptation speaks Italian. Expect power, obsession, and maybe a little moral corruption. You know just how we like it. So light a candle, say a prayer, and get ready, because this devil doesn't ask, he commands.
Just like how I like it. I can't fucking wait. And I bet you guys can't fucking wait either. So I can't wait. Anyways.
So there you guys have it. Don't forget to like,
comment, subscribe.
all
guys,
of it.
Yeah, you guys know. Make sure, like I said, all links are gonna be down below. So if you guys have any recommendations, down below. Hopefully, I'm not making any promises, but hopefully the review, like we could make the review Google form, so you guys can leave your reviews on the books as well.
Yeah.
But I don't make any promises.
But also,
hopefully.
like, I feel like the
down
Google
below.
form would be, like, kind of, not for the books that we've already read, but I think it would be for, like...
The future books.
The future books and stuff. That way, like, if you guys have read them or if you're reading them now,
Let us know
so
what
by
your
the time it
thoughts.
goes out, yeah, you can kind of give us your review. So also, guys, if you liked this episode, please leave us a review. It's like foreplay for the algorithm.
Literally. Let's all get off. I mean... What?
Oh, damn. Let's all get off.
I'm giving fucking good reviews. So 5 stars.
Oh, damn. She gives good reviews.
I'm just saying. I'm just kidding. But yeah, make sure to leave us a review. It helps us out so much.
So that's it for this week's deep dive into sinful pages, questionable choices, and a demon who may or may not deserve our soul. I don't know. I think I'm keeping mine.
Me too. I got too many questions. I can't just give it like that.
Yeah, me neither. So thank you for tuning into Book Size Matters, where the books are spicy, but our opinions are hotter. And the only thing possessed is our unfiltered thoughts. So until next time, keep reading, keep judging, and maybe keep your soul a little safer than we did.
Yeah. Una velita. Somewhere after this. Anyways.
All right. Bye, guys. Love you.
Bye.